There's a type of white powder in the world that costs only about $2, but it can make your house up to 10 degrees Celsius cooler. It can reflect almost all sunlight up to 98%. Its cooling power can even outperform the most advanced air conditioning systems today. Purdue University has proven that this is real, and it's even been recognized by Guinness. What's even more surprising is that humans have actually been using this secret for more than 4,000 years. Thousands of years ago, the Greeks were already coating their walls with this powder. The Romans even mixed it straight into the mortar when building their houses. And even today, those white villages along the Mediterranean coast still survive the brutal summer heat thanks to the same trick. But then the $200 billion cooling industry stepped in. They made sure you would never hear this name again. And the truth is, they didn't abandon this powder because it didn't work. If anything, it worked a little too well. Because no company wants to sell you something that costs $2 but cools as well as an air conditioner worth thousands. And when something doesn't make money, sooner or later it gets buried and forgotten. Today, I'm going to tell you the secret behind the cheapest cooling solution in history. This is the thing $2 billion industries have been trying their best to keep hidden. Let me tell you a story. Back in 1973, a leading expert at Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory in California ran a very unusual experiment. He took ordinary limestone powder and brushed it onto a flat rooftop. He didn't use any fancy paint from the store. The only thing he used was ground calcium carbonate mixed with water. But here's the interesting part. This was actually the same recipe Greek housewives have been passing down for nearly 3,000 years in villages on their islands. And the results completely stunned the scientists. The roof coated with the white lime mixture was about 40 degrees Celsius cooler than the dark roof right next to it. Because of that, the temperature inside the room below dropped by about 8 degrees as well. That entire summer, they didn't even need to turn on the air conditioner once. Sounds unbelievable, right? A $14 bag of lime from a hardware store cooling better than a $5,000 air conditioning system. But if you look back at history, this secret really isn't new at all. Just go back to the volcanic island of Crete around 1500 BC. The people living there had already figured this trick out a long time ago. They would take local limestone and burn it to make white lime, then use it to coat their walls. Everyone knew that dark stones absorb heat like an oven. So they crushed the stone into powder, mixed it with water, and brushed it onto any wall that faced direct sunlight. And it worked. Inside the house, the temperature stayed around 72 degrees, while outside it could be scorching, sometimes reaching 95 degrees. No electricity, no machines, just limestone powder and the natural principle of reflecting sunlight. From there, the technique slowly spread across the region, from Santorini to Morocco, all the way to southern Italy and Spain. For thousands of years, millions of homes have been protected by this incredibly simple method. And eventually, what was bound to happen, happened. In 1902, Willis Carrier introduced the air conditioner we still use today. But the truth is, it wasn't chosen because it worked better than lime. It was chosen because it could charge you every single month. With lime powder, companies can't really make money from you. You buy it once, mix it with water, brush it onto your roof, and that's it. It just keeps working year after year. No subscriptions, no contracts, you never have to replace filters, and you definitely won't panic when the electricity bill shows up at the end of the month. And that's when the cooling industry realized something terrifying. A solution that cost just $14 could completely destroy their $1,000 business model. Don't look away yet, because what modern science has discovered is even more shocking than the history. In 2021, Professor Shulin Ruan at Purdue University created a formula that made the entire paint industry nervous. It's the whitest paint ever made in human history. It can reflect up to 98.1% of sunlight. Regular white paints you buy at the store usually max out at around 80%. But the really crazy part is this. Surfaces coated with this paint don't just stay cool. They actually become colder than the air around them. Measurements showed that during the day, the surface stays about 8 degrees cooler, and at night, it can be up to 19 degrees Celsius colder than the surrounding environment. According to their calculations, painting about 1,000 square feet of rooftop with this paint can produce roughly 10 kilowatts of cooling power. That's actually stronger than some of the most expensive central air conditioning systems. You basically get a powerful cooling system without using a single watt of electricity. Guinness World Records has officially recognized it as the whitest surface on Earth. Scientists have verified the results, and major outlets like CNN and the Smithsonian have all reported on it. But after all that evidence, something strange happened. Everything suddenly went quiet. The industry barely changed at all. You have to understand, the global paint market brings in more than $200 billion every year. Giants like Sherwin-Williams and PPG Industries dominate the space, and the paints they sell usually last only about 5 to 7 years before you have to repaint again. The whole idea is to keep you buying over and over. Meanwhile, a simple lime coating can last for decades. And on top of that, it can even make your air conditioner unnecessary. That clearly threatens the business of two massive industries at the same time. Combined, that market is worth more than $300 billion every single year. The problem is, no one can patent limestone. You can't monopolize calcium hydroxide. And you definitely can't charge people a subscription for a powder that costs $7 at a hardware store. And when something can't be controlled, the easiest solution is to make it disappear. That's why many homeowner associations actually ban white roofs. They require people to use earth tones like brown or dark gray instead. The truth is, those colors absorb a huge amount of solar heat, which indirectly forces people to install air conditioners just to stay comfortable indoors. And all of these strange rules are written right into the HOA guidelines. The roofing industry has its own standards too, often favoring materials that wear out faster. The more often you have to replace them, the more stable their profits become. A $14 bag of lime doesn't generate any profit for big corporations, so they've done everything they can to push it out of the market. And if you've made it this far, your knowledge about cooling is already ahead of 99% of the world's population. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit subscribe and share this with anyone who needs to know. These are exactly the kinds of things big corporations have tried very hard to make us forget. And listen carefully, because what comes next are the secrets they never want you to hear. Now, to be fair, lime paint isn't a perfect solution for every surface. It does wear down faster than many modern roof coatings. Usually, you'll need to reapply it every few years. But honestly, that's exactly how our grandparents used to do it. Every spring, they would simply mix up a fresh batch of lime and coat the house again. It took maybe 2 hours, and it cost almost nothing. And because of that, their home stayed cool all summer long without any machines at all. So here's how you can try it yourself. Go to any construction supply store and buy a 20 kilogram bag of Type S hydrated lime. Each bag usually costs somewhere between $7 and $14. Mix the lime powder with water until it has the consistency of thin milk. A simple ratio works best. 1 part lime to 2 parts water. Stir it well until the mixture is smooth, then use a roller or a brush and apply it to your roof. It's best to do 2 coats. Let the first coat dry completely overnight, then apply the second one the next day. For an average roof, the total cost might be only $14 to $28. Just a light afternoon of work, and you're done. One homeowner in Texas tried exactly this. Before the coating, the temperature in his attic reached around 140 degrees Fahrenheit. After applying the lime coating, it dropped to about 97 degrees. Inside the house, the temperature dropped by nearly 10 degrees Celsius. His air conditioner barely had to run that entire summer. In the end, he saved hundreds of dollars on electricity, more than $1,200 just from using 2 cheap bags of lime. Now compare that to installing a brand new air conditioner. Right away, you're looking at anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 for the system. Then every month, you're paying at least another $150 in electricity. With lime, you might only spend the cost of a couple of bags each year, and it doesn't use a single watt of electricity. The Greeks understood this long before written history. The Romans used it to cool entire cities across their empire. And Professor Ruan's research shows that reflective surfaces like these can outperform many modern cooling systems. A $300 billion industry would rather keep people in the dark so the profits keep flowing. But right now, you already know the truth. This knowledge never really disappeared. It was simply buried under mountains of advertising and strange building regulations. Regulations that often benefit the companies making money from your heat. Meanwhile, lime powder is still sitting quietly on the shelves of hardware stores. It's incredibly cheap. And chances are, your great-grandmother already knew about it. Every spring, she probably coated the house again without thinking twice. Modern science is really just confirming what history proved thousands of years ago. Corporations spent decades making sure you'd never learn about it. But today, now you know the secret. Thanks for watching this video. If you found this information useful, make sure to like and share it. Every share helps protect the real knowledge that some people would rather erase from our lives. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can keep discovering more secrets that others would prefer to keep hidden.